Okay, guys, in order not to waste too much time, hello everyone and welcome to the webinar Access to Green Tech, Sustainable Technologies for Germany's Most Driving Location in North Rhine-Westphalia as part of the Startup Germany tour. My name is Simone Hermann and I'm responsible for innovation, industry, industrial networks at the Chamber of Industry and Commerce in Dortmund. And on behalf of the organizers here in this chamber, I'm happy to welcome all of you to today's webinar, which gives you a closer insight into your opportunities as an international startup in the field of green tech. With our startup tour, we would like to introduce you to one of the most dynamic and attractive business locations in Germany, North Rhine-Westphalia. And in addition to that, we want to prepare you for a successful engagement in our region. Therefore, we offer you an exciting webinar program consisting of 10 different topics over the next few days still left. This is the 7th one already, so 3 more to come. I will share the link in the chat a little bit later on. The Startup Germany tour is organized with the Chamber of Industry and Commerce in North Rhine-Westphalia, with special commitment of the chambers in the Ruhr area, plus the one in Düsseldorf. And the tour is supported by some important partners like the Ministry of Economic Affairs, Industry, Climate Action and Energy, and the state of North Rhine-Westphalia, and NRW Global Business, who is also your host today. Furthermore, it's NRW Bank and Ernst & Young. Let me just give you a short introduction what these chambers of commerce and trade and the chambers in the other countries can do for you as the startups here. We're a central point of contact for many topics with which you can start your business in North Rhine-Westphalia, and where at the same time you bridge to other institutions that can help you as well. Just in order to give you a quick overview, you see my screen now. I don't want to read out everything. And of course, we have advice for companies with whatever problems you might have when you're entering the German market, the overview of the funding and financing your business, if it's customs formalities or foreign trade legislation. Since we have 1.2 million member companies for this chambers, you have a lot of connections to companies here in this region. And we have a lot of intensive cooperation with the partners in the startup ecosystem in this region here. But since you didn't come here to hear me talking, I'm going to introduce to you Florian Schnitzler, who is a part of, let's say, Europe's heartbeat. He's the head of startups and scale-ups in the NRW Global Business. Who will also introduce you to the speakers from our green tech ecosystem. So let's hear something of the pulse of Europe's heartbeat from Florian. It's your stage now.
Thank you very much, Simon. Hi, everybody. Let me just share my screen and then let's jump into the topic. So, as Simon told you about, we are going to talk about green tech today, and I'm going to drive you through the agenda. Well, we will start with some interactivity. I prepared for you a quiz, quite short, with 5 questions around the region of North Rhine-Westphalia, just to test you if you already know the region. Then I'm going to introduce myself, of course, and we're going to define together what is green tech, what are the different players, where to find them in North Rhine-Westphalia. I have 2 guests today, who will gonna present themselves in a few minutes, and we're gonna close up the session with where to find top talents in the green tech field in North Rhine-Westphalia, and I will present the forthcoming startup welcome package that the region will offer to international startups. So, as I said, let's start with the NRW quiz. You have a question and answered section on the Zoom, so please try to find the right answer and write it down on this section of the webinar. The first question is, how many inhabitants does NRW have? Is it 30 million? Is it 22 million? Is it 18 million or is it 28 million? Does anybody has an idea? They can share it on the question and answer section of Zoom. I don't see much proposal on this, so I'm gonna already give you the answer. It's 18 million. Just for you to know, NRW, which is the densest region of all Germany, followed by Bavaria and Baden-Württemberg on the third place. Second questions, I hope it's going to be maybe easier for you to answer. What is the capital city of North Rhine-Westphalia? Is it Berlin? Is it Bonn? Is it Düsseldorf or is it Cologne? Yes, Christian is writing Düsseldorf. Of course, that's it. That's the right answer. Third question, what is the biggest NRW city in terms of inhabitants? Will it be Cologne? Will it be Düsseldorf? Will it be Munich? Or will it be Dortmund? Any idea? Someone wrote Dortmund, another one Köln or Cologne. The right answer is Cologne. Well, the capital city of North Rhine-Westphalia is indeed Düsseldorf, but it's not the most crowded place of the region. It is Cologne with more than 1 million inhabitants, followed by Düsseldorf with more than 600,000 people, and then Dortmund. Fourth question, what is NRW famous for? Is it for the Oktoberfest? Is it for the Lorelei? Is it for the Brandenburger Tor? Or is it for the Carnival? Somebody wrote Carnival. Carnival? Well, I guess you already know the region quite well, because yes, the right answer is definitely Carnival. Last question. What is one of the NRW's culinary specialty? Is it the Düsseldorfer Senf? Is it the Westfälischer Pumpernickel? Is it the Kölsch? Is it Aachener Printen? Or is it Flöns? Yes, we have one guest saying all. That's the right answer. Everybody is right. Well, every answer is correct. And if you are curious about how flans look like, you can scan the QR code and try the quiz at home, and you're gonna find all the answer and all the pictures related to all the questions I asked just before. Just let me introduce ourselves and NRW Global Business in a few words. We are the Trade and Invest Agency of the federal state of North Rhine-Westphalia. And basically, we are working like every trade and invest agency in the world, meaning we are primarily looking for investors willing to settle their businesses in the region of North Rhine-Westphalia, and we are helping them for that. On the other hand, we are helping the local companies of North Rhine-Westphalia doing business abroad, which means being present on some trade fairs around the planet and being part of business trips, taking part abroad. So let's jump now into the green tech topic. So let's define what is green tech. Well, green tech, for those who don't know, refers to the use of science and engineering to create products and services that have a lower environmental impact. So other words, meaning sustainability. So then the biggest innovation field in this industry are of course the environmentally friendly generation, storage and distribution of energy, the energy and raw material efficiency, the sustainable mobility, the circular economy, recycling, and last but not least, sustainable water management. And all these innovation fields, you're going to find them in North Rhine-Westphalia. And basically, in the region, then we have a key role in the green tech ecosystem of all Germany, because we are one of the largest green tech region in the country. We are like 25% of the German green tech turnover is being made in North Rhine-Westphalia. And we have like 20% of all the green tech companies in Germany in our region. So if you are working in this field from abroad, then you may consider North Rhine-Westphalia to be the right place for you to be and to expand your business and try to find the right people or the right companies for your solution or for your product. Speaking of it, then I will just wanted to show you some of the big players that we have in North Rhine-Westphalia. Let's start maybe with Remondis, which is based in North Rhine-Westphalia in the city of Lünen, which is a service provider for recycling service and water. Then you can find also in our region in Gelsenkirchen, Zinc Technologie, which is an industrial service provider for the hot dip galvanizing of steel to protect it from corrosion. Then you're gonna find Vilo, which is also present all around the world. It's based in Dortmund, actually, and it's a producer of high-tech pump systems for building technologies, water management, and industry. And then you already have big companies from abroad settled in the region. So we have Veolia, which is coming from France, and it's settled in Rattingen-Neuss in Dortmund in North Rhine-Westphalia, which is a provider of sustainable solutions in the areas of water, waste, and energy management for commercial and industrial customers. Then, of course, we have Schneider Electric, another French company based in North Rhine-Westphalia in 3 cities. I don't know if I need to present Schneider Electric. If you're already in the green tech field, then you probably know better than I do. And last but not least, we have Haniel, which is from North Rhine-Westphalia, based in Duisburg. And it's an investor with a portfolio of independent company that must meet certain sustainability and performance criteria. Just to give you a glimpse of what we have in the region, speaking of the player. Then, of course, we have also startups in this field. So the startup ecosystem in the green tech and clean tech sectors is very well developed in the region. Many startups, we're counting more than 50 from the various fields of energy and technology, recycling and circular economy, and digital solutions are working on products and solutions for a more climate-friendly future. And basically, you're gonna find them in the 3 main topics that I just said, and it's just like some examples that we have in these different fields, like sustain in the digital solutions area, AES in the recycling sector, or for instance, Pixolus in the energy and technology sectors. And now it's time for me to present you my first guest. It's Georg Angenent from the company Accure Battery Intelligence based in Aachen. It's not a startup anymore. I would say it was more a scale up, and it's just gonna give you a glimpse of his company and what he's doing exactly in the region and all over the world. Georg, the floor is yours.
Cool. Yeah, thank you for the introduction. Let me quickly share my screen. 1 second. You need to allow me to share my screen. Yeah, no, I'm able to do it. So I hope you can see my presentation. Okay, perfect. Cool. Yeah, well, as mentioned before, thank you for the introduction. I will present you in short Accure and especially our way and how NRW supported us in this regard. So let's start with a short personal story. As a teenager, we protested a lot against fossil fuels, and standing there in front of these massive holes caused by brown coal mining made me realize how big our environmental impact of our energy consumption actually is. And during this time, also we talked a lot about alternatives and the importance of the energy transition. And this is also why I decided to support the energy transition. And this is why I moved to Aachen to study electrical power engineering. And in Aachen, I met a junior professor, which or this time was a junior professor, now he's a full professor. And he pointed out that batteries are the missing link of our energy and mobility transition. And this is why I moved into the field of batteries, did my PhD there. and after my PhD, founded a cure with 2 of my colleagues. So because batteries are the missing link of our energy mobility transition, we see more and more batteries. On the one hand, we have a lot of electric vehicles on our streets. We have home storage systems in our basements, and we use utility scale storage systems to balance demand and supply of energy. But with more and more batteries, we also see more and more batteries fail. This could be, on the one hand, some annoying things like electric vehicle which stops during the ride and needs to get towed away. But on the other hand, this also could be critical things like battery systems catching fire. But one important note here is, in general, batteries are safe and actually much safer compared to combustion engine cars. However, we have to address these battery failures. And this is why we set up the Acure Cloud and our battery platform. So how does it work? We take existing battery data and bring this data into the cloud. And once there, we run our diagnostics algorithms. We investigated the safety of these batteries, the performance, and the lifetime of the batteries. And our results then are displayed into the diagnostic dashboard so that our customers can use our information. And the great thing is that our batteries work with, or our system works with any kind of batteries, and no product modifications are necessary since we only use battery data which is already available. And as aforementioned, we are not a startup anymore. We are already scale up, and this is also why it's not anymore an idea, it's already reality. So we already monitor over 1 billion battery modules worldwide from all different kinds of companies, big one and big ones, and also all different kinds of applications. So we monitor electric vehicles, home storage systems, and utility scale storage systems. And one example why this business model works so well is that we are that multiple insurance companies accredited us as risk reduction measurements. So this means, for example, if you want to insure your storage system, for example, your utility scale storage system, the insurance fee get reduced if our monitoring is used. So this means like the insurer says, okay, hey, Acure monitoring is used, the storage system is more safer, so this is why we can reduce the insurance fees. All right, so I have brought a last slide on our journey. I called it from NRW to the world, and I want to give you a glimpse on how our journey was and how especially we got supported by different by different institutes. So the whole idea for Acure actually started at our time at the institute, at the RWTH Aachen. So there we recognize that many companies in the field of battery storage systems know nothing or very little about the safety, performance, and lifetime of their assets. And on the other hand, all the storage systems produce a lot of data, which were currently which were unused at this time. So we came up with the idea to generate the insights these companies need based on their data. And based on this idea, we got a lot of support from Aachen. So first we attended the Founders Bootcamp. So this was basically a 1-week training where we learned all the basics on how to found a startup and to get us in the right position to get to the next steps. And also we get a lot of support for our application to the Exist Business Startup Grant, and finally also got the startup grant, which basically was our first financing. And also we found one company from our network which agrees to provide us data to build our first MVP, minimum viable product. And we built this MVP and presented the results to this company. And when we presented these results, they were really overwhelmed, because it was the first time the company really understood what actually their storage systems are doing in the field, how they actually behave in reality, how they age, and what can they do to improve these storage systems. And because these results we presented in our first POC to the customer was such a big eye-opener for them, they directly gave us a six-figure contract to start our company. And this is exactly what we then did in 2020. So with this contract, we founded Acure. We secured a seed financing round of 2.7 million with investors from Germany. And basically in 2020, we started our company. So in the following year, in 2021, we participated in the incubation program, and this incubation program helped us a lot on refining our business model to be more crisper on how to sell our products, how to sell our services, and finally also resulted in our Series A investment round. And this Series A investment round was with a US investor. And this is also the reason why we opened one of the reasons why we opened our US subsidy in the US in 2022. And also in 2022, we joined the Scale-up NRW program. And this program was really valuable for us, because this has really specific mentoring to our needs, and also the connection to other founders helped us to avoid many mistakes in scaling up our company, because there we got into contact with other mentors which already scaled companies, and therefore we were able to avoid many mistakes which others has already done. Then last year, we closed our Series A2 round with Riverstone, another US investor, and HSBC, which is the biggest bank in Europe. And today last year we became the most deployed and trusted predictive battery analytics platform in the world. Yeah, and hopefully soon we will improve every battery on this planet to support the energy transition. Yeah, so all over what you see, we got a lot of support here in NRW, and it's really kickstarted, or it really helped to scale our company. Cool, yeah. Thanks, and I'm looking forward for your questions.
Thank you very much, Georg. Indeed, if you have some questions, use the chat function or use the question and answer section of the Zoom platform. We can try to answer them at the end of the session. So you mentioned, I think you need to stop sharing your screen in order for me to share my screen again.
Yeah,
because we see some beautiful gorillas.
Yeah, somehow my Zoom is lacking currently. Wait, sorry.
No problem.
No,
yes, thank you.
Okay, cool.
So you mentioned the different programs, the incubation program in Aachen, the scale-up program of North Rhine-Westphalia, which are very great assets for international startup as well when they are trying to conquer the German market from North Rhine-Westphalia.
Yeah.
It's a very great opportunity. Do you have any tips to give to our international audience regarding the region? Because you are one of the greatest actors in the sector, and you're successful also abroad, mainly in the US for right now, but you want to improve everybody in the world. So you have ambitions to do that. And doing that from North Rhine-Westphalia is a great asset. So any tips to share with our audience?
Yeah, sure. So in general, I think what's really strong here in NRW is the founders community. So there are many peer-to-peer sessions where founders exchange ideas, things which they already learned, and my tip would be really to join these programs, get to go to your local, wherever you go in NRW, go to your local startup communities, get involved there, because there you will meet people which have the same challenges, the same problems, which really can help you to build your startup and to accelerate faster.
Actually, we have right now a questions. Do you have? It say, how do you suggest to find pilot projects in the region? Do you have any tips, maybe in this particular case? Because
Okay.
you've surely looked for pilot project as well as you started. So maybe you
Yeah.
have also some insight to share with us.
Yeah, sure. So of course, first of all, the most important thing is which are your sector. So I can tell you about the battery sector. So regarding the battery sector, we have two things. First of all, we have a lot of conferences. I would always go to the conferences. Also, like in NRW, it was just last month, is one of the biggest energy conferences, the eWorld, which all different kinds of companies from all different sectors, energy sectors, come together. So this is really great. They also have a lot of startup matchmaking there. So I really would recommend to go to these conferences, use the startup matchmaking there. And also we have universities and which are really excel on their field and which always touching or always have good contacts with the companies, and maybe this is also a way to find the first POCs.
Thank you for this insight. Thank you very much. It was a perfect transition, I guess, because my next two slides are talking about the incubator, the ecosystem, and also the university. So tausend Dank dafür. Many thanks for
You're
that.
welcome.
So let's continue with actually the hotspots in North Rhine-Westphalia, because as Georg mentioned, we have many accelerator, many clusters. I just list some of them just to name a few. We have many players spread through the region, from the Circular Valley in Wuppertal with an acceleration program to transitions regions like the Rheinisches Revier in between Aachen and Cologne. Then you're gonna find definitely something for you in the green tech technologies. And it's also the perfect transition to my next guest, which is Matthew from GreenTech Ruhr. He's hub manager of this initiatives, and he's gonna tell you a bit more about this. So Matthew, the digital floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Florian. So I will also share my screen.
I need to stop mine first.
Okay.
Yep. Perfect.
Okay. Then, so I'm Matt Graydon, and as Florian mentioned, I represent GreenTech Ruhr. We're a project of the Business Metropole Ruhr, which is the economic development agency for the Ruhr region. And our specific aim with this project is to promote the sustainability economy here. And in presenting GreenTech Ruhr, I hope to demonstrate an example of what the sustainability in the economy looks like and what kind of support is available to companies and startups in the region. But I want to start by giving some background information about the Ruhr region itself. So the Ruhr region benefits from being an enormous metropolitan region. We have over 5 million people here, which makes it second only to Paris within the European Union. And it's located very close to a lot of other densely populated regions like the Netherlands, Belgium, northern France, as well of course, as the cities of the Rhineland like Düsseldorf and Cologne, which are also part of the wonderful state of North Rhine-Westphalia. This obviously makes logistics a lot easier and provides a huge potential customer base, and also means that it's within commutable distance for a lot of people. And it really is worth stressing that the Ruhr region is a logistics heaven. You have the Rhine and Ruhr rivers to provide direct access to ports, such as Rotterdam and Antwerp. You also have the European Canal Network linked to the rivers here, and also a dense network of train lines and highways. So it's very easy to get people and goods in and out. But back to GreenTech Ruhr and the work that we do. So we've built up a network of over 230 companies and organizations since we were founded in 2016. And we work with them in a variety of ways. The network's very diverse, consisting of companies of all sizes, from one-person startups all the way to subsidiaries of multinational corporations. But we have a particularly large percentage of small and medium-sized companies. Among those also scale-ups, but also well-established medium-sized companies. And we also have a number of research institutes, such as the Fraunhofer Institute, and a number of higher education institutions as well. So we aim to strengthen the sustainability economy here by promoting collaboration between our network partners and providing opportunities for networking between them, but also by acting as kind of a matching agent. So if a company is looking for a specific competency or expertise, then we can put them in contact with the relevant people at other organizations. We also provide informational events on cutting edge topics. So a recent example was a big event that we aimed at small and medium-sized companies that hadn't yet really considered the possibility of using hydrogen in their production processes, but for whom that could actually be an option. So in that event, we organized speakers from research institutes and companies that are either working on the rollout of hydrogen, for example, working on the infrastructure, but also companies that have already started using hydrogen in their processes. Florian actually mentioned two of those earlier, Vilo and Zinc, who were both on our panel to explain how they had begun to use hydrogen already. But we also organize smaller workshops relating to a variety of topics. So, for example, today there was the second part of a two-part workshop in which we worked with the partner Zenit, who focus on helping companies to apply for grant funding. And it was like a very practical workshop teaching people how to actually write these applications to help them be as successful as possible. And of course, a bit of what we do is also marketing the Ruhr metropolis as a leading region in the sustainability economy. We also try to provide a platform for our network partners to gain more visibility, for example, to help them to find new customers or project partners. So one way that we do this is a monthly digital format that we call 60 Minutes Green Tech Ruhr, where one partner each month will present their company and then bring up a related topic that can be discussed in the group. So when talking about the sustainability economy in the Ruhr metropolis, you have to also talk about its history as Germany's main coal mining and steel producing area. There are actually no more coal mines in the Ruhr region, and the steel industry is quite a bit smaller than it once was. But since all of that has happened, the region has really bounced back in a big way, and part of the reason for that is a huge amount of investment into the region, which has led to it having a fantastic network of incubators and accelerators and other organizations which are aimed at helping to bring companies and startups into the region and to support them. So here I just picked out a few networks. There was actually a much longer list that I had to cut down that focus on, in some cases, startups, in some cases, they're branch specific. And there is, of course, also the chambers of industry and commerce that have the specific aim of providing links to or information about funding opportunities, as well as more concrete support to companies that might come to the region. Here are just some nice pictures of how the Ruhr has really embraced its industrial past and is now using it to become a cultural hub, and as well as a place that young people want to be and want to locate their businesses. So part of this regeneration and structural transitions has been to increase the number of higher educational facilities, universities and colleges in the region. And there are now 22 of these in the Ruhr, meaning which is the highest density in Europe. And we have over 280,000 students across the entire region. So there's a very large base of educated, young and motivated people that could be potential future employees, and also universities that could be potential future project partners. They're always looking for topics to research on. And on top of that, the region is significantly cheaper than other innovation hotspots in Germany, such as Munich or Berlin, both in terms of rent on residential and commercial properties, as well as general living costs. So to conclude, if you're considering working in North Rhine-Westphalia, or if you're looking for contacts here, then my advice would be to talk to the incubators and talk to the networks, talk to the chambers of commerce, because there are all of these people there ready to lead you to the resources you need to help your company get established or to grow further. So thank you very much. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Thank you, Matthew. If you have some questions, do you use the chat or the question and answer functions of the Zoom? We can have like 1 or 2 minutes for you to ask something. I don't have many questions, Matt, because your presentation was very complete, actually. So
yeah, pleased to hear it.
So maybe that's the reason why we don't have so many questions, because you told us all already.
But certainly my contact details will be in the presentation. So if you do want to get in contact afterwards, then please do.
There will surely will. All right, then, oh, maybe, sorry, I saw something. I am. Do you have any suggestions for hubs in the carbon market? Matthew, sorry, please come back.
Oh, I'm back, don't worry. I would have to look into that, specifically the carbon market. But there would certainly be more general hubs that could help with that. For example, Ruhr Hub is one of the most powerful, or one of the biggest hubs for startups in the Ruhr region. But if you want to send me an email, then I can look into that and help further.
Sure. And another question is, I don't know if you can answer that as well. Say, how did you get so much investment? Because at one point you mentioned that.
So that's come from partially from the German federal government, partially from the state government of North Rhine-Westphalia, and also partially from the European Union. So, for example, the project I work on, Green Tech Ruhr, is funded by the EFRA funds, which is the European Union Fund for Regional Development.
All right. Thank you very much. That's it. Let's continue in the presentation if you want. Then Georg and Matt already told you about the different university, but then here we go, you get the glimpse maybe of where to find the top talents in the field of green tech in North Rhine-Westphalia. So as it was already mentioned, we have like around 750,000 students at NRW universities, not in the green tech field, it's just all around, and we have 26% of all of the students in Germany in our region of North Rhine-Westphalia. But we have like innovation focuses like the circular economy, the water technology and resource efficiency. And of course, you're going to find some fields like artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, genetics, sustainable development, renewable energy, machine learning and analytics. And one of the hubs which was already talking about was the RWTH Aachen University in Aachen. But of course, you're going to find everywhere in the region other hubs like the University of Wuppertal, or for instance the Technologie, Arts and Science of Köln in Cologne. That's it. I'm gonna close up the presentations with an announcement. NRW Global Business is working on a grant called the Startup Welcome Package, which is, as I mentioned, a grant with a maximum amount of 10,000 euros for international startups. If the international startups wants to conquer the German market from North Rhine-Westphalia, that's something that we can offer to you. And how you can spend the 10,000 euro, then quite easily, you can spend the 10,000 euro on two aspects. The first is on consulting services that you need as a startup to develop yourself in the German market, speaking for lawyers, tax advisors, B2B services to boost your business. But you can also use the grant on the second aspect, which is a co-working space in North Rhine-Westphalia. Well, at least a presence in a co-working space in North Rhine-Westphalia for at least 90 days, which is mandatory to access to the grant. There are some target group, of course. We don't want to give the grant to everybody. You need to be a startup younger than 10 years old. You need for you to be a startup registered in your home country, and you need to prove that you already generate turnover in your home country. An important factor is that at the time of the application, your startup or your company is neither a registered company in Germany nor as a business location in Germany. It's very important for us. And the last aspect is that you have to prove that you have a clear intention to be active on the German market in the long run, not only for 3 months, because we just want to target startups who want to establish that their company or business location in the region of North Rhine-Westphalia. What are the selection criteria? Then we're gonna have a closer look of the degree of innovation of your business model and the scalability, of course, of your business model. We're gonna value the possible positive effects of your company for North Rhine-Westphalia, and we will check if your business model or your products or your solutions is complied with the sustainability plan of the federal state of North Rhine-Westphalia. This grant is not available yet. It's gonna be launched in the next few months, possibly in the summer of 2024. So if you are interested to get more information about the Startup Welcome Package or any other information regarding the green tech aspect, then please contact me and just drop me an email at the address that you can see on the screen, and I will put you on our waiting list, as I said, for the Startup Welcome Package. Then you're gonna get the info as soon as it's gonna be available. That's it for the webinar for today. I'm just gonna check if we have some question. You have the possibility to ask something in the next few minutes. I already have one regarding the Startup Welcome Package, which is what kind of B2B services can be covered. Well, mainly focus is sales accelerator. For instance, somebody like a business developer or a company offering business development services, which can help you to boost your sales in Germany. And this company needs to be registered in Germany, not in another country. So if you want to use the 10,000 euro for B2B services, you need to find a company in Germany which is offering these services. I already know some, of course, but that's a major criteria, well, very important criteria to have access to the grant. Any other questions? If not, Simona, the floor is yours for you to conclude, maybe.
Okay, thank you, Florian, for the very professional overview again. And I like the presentation a lot, and also speakers, of course, Matthew and George. Yeah, that offer is very interesting about the welcome package, and we can't wait till you finally can give it to companies who really want to come to Germany in this, not only in the field of green tech, but startups who want to start their business in Germany. And whenever you got any questions, you can contact Florian, like the contact data that you had there, and you also have the contacts of the chambers in the site, and just don't hesitate to contact us. Is there still any questions? Are you answering already? Thanks to everybody then, and I would say we stay in touch, and don't forget to visit all the last 3 webinars that we still gonna have during the next days in the Start of Germany too.